AC matchup live from the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. Hello, everybody. I'm James Verrett, along with two-time Super Bowl champion and proud graduate of the Fort Valley State University, Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, when you've got two teams seeking a win, I won't say it's desperate times, but they're both eager to get their win under their belt.
No, James. It is desperate times. No one wants to have a zero on the win column. So I'm looking for these teams to come out fighting and trying to get that first W.
And for the homestanding Toriano Morgan's Edward Waters University Tigers, they've had a tough go of it. They've gone 0-3, but they played Fort Valley State very close, 34-31. But this is a team that is trying to find balance, but their defense has been playing well.
Well, you know, they played against the Wildcats, Fort Valley, so they should have known that was going to be a loss in the loss column. Not only say it because I'm from Fort Valley, but no, Edward Waters, they have a great program there. Changed the name from college to university, so I'm looking for big things at Edward Waters.
And let's take a look at the impact players that will be impactful today. And for Morehouse, they have a young running back in Zion Bowie, and their heart and soul of their defense is their rover back, Joel Gertman.
Yeah, Bowie, he's going to have to run the ball hard, and Gertman, he's just going to have to tackle and get all the other 10 guys on defense ready to play.
And offensively for Edward Waters University, their all-everything wide receiver and kick returner Johnny Jones is outstanding, and they're trying to get Mr. Hughie going on the rushing attack.
Yeah, JJ, I'm looking for a lot from JJ. JJ may even coach a little bit today, but he does everything for Edward Waters. And Hughie, hey, he's just going to do what he do, get a ball to him, let him pound.
And now we're ready for Toriano Morgan and Gerard Wilshire. You take a look at both coaches. That's Coach Wilshire right there. He's taken over at his alma mater. He has coached in the NFL and a bunch of other places, and now he's trying to set the culture for Morehouse as they are 0-3 and Edward Waters 0-3, but both teams are trying to get on the winning track. Danny Elrod with the kicking duties. And they'll take it at their own 10, the Tigers of Edward Waters. And there you go, just like that, a good, strong return for Edward Waters. And that was Nathan Rimbert on the return for the Tigers.
Yeah, nice little scene open up there on the kick return team for Edward Waters. And James, you know, it's hot on the field. You know, that turf actually makes it a little bit more hotter than what that temperature really is. But, you know, you want to set the tone for your offense. And I thought it was about to go. I thought he was about to hit that seam and take it all the way. But it's a good start, nevertheless, for Edward Waters.
Jiron Russell, the quarterback for the Tigers of Edward Waters University. He is 56 of 95 with 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. They're going to start with a 2-back set. He has the capabilities to run, but he's going to throw it. Reception made. Yes, it is. And looks like it's close to a first down.
You know, I like what Edward Waters did there on that play. They had a little bit of motion right there. The defense did not shift. Makes it an easy kind of read for the quarterback, letting the quarterback know that these guys are in zone. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
McCorker on the reception. Brings up 2nd down and 3. Russell getting some pressure on the backside, able to get the reception to Nathan Rimbert, and he gets enough for the first down, and they'll move the chains.
Nice catch, yards after the catch. What they did right there, Edward Waters ran a spacing. A little bit of blitz, didn't get there quite for Morehouse. Great setup, spacing routes between the receivers, easy pitch and catch.
Now they're out close to midfield now, right at the 50-yard line. Really trying to start with a sense of urgency. Russell with time. Wow, finds a wide receiver wide open, and he's off to the races. And inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. Great catch and run after the catch for Yanez Rogers.
Yeah, the key play on that was that block, that pickup of the blitz by the running back. That was the key part. If that running back didn't pick up that blitzing linebacker, then I don't know if that pass would have had an opportunity.
First, and they're going to call him down at the 11 so he can get a first down without scoring. 1st and 10 from the 11. Fake it over the Hughie into the end zone. Will they call it a touchdown? Yes, they will. Touchdown. Edward Waters, Devin Thompson with his first touchdown reception of the year. And just like that, 6-0 for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
Yeah, a little fake right there to Hughie. Letting the defense linebacker draw up. Inside route, high percentage throw inside, ends up for a touchdown for Edward Waters.
And it was a great reception for the junior wide receiver. Point after attempt is up, and it is good by Irvin Friedman. And just like that, marching down the field like they've been there before. Home cooking never been so sweet this afternoon for Edward Waters as they march down the field and get on the board. 7-0 your score.
Strike up the band.
So now if you're Morehouse at this point, Tyrone, your offense really has to kick it in high gear because we just saw what Edward Waters could do, especially in the red zone. Take another look.
Take another look. See how that run play draws everybody in, right? Gets the linebacker thinking it's running. Slant route by the inside slot guy. Easy throw in front of the defensive player. Touchdown. And yes, Morehouse is going to have to come back and answer. Even if they don't answer, it's early in the game. But what Morehouse wants to do on offense is to come and if they can score, but at least move the ball. Don't get the ball right back to Edward Waters because Edward Waters, they took that first opening drive and it looked like practice to them.
Friedman will handle the kicking for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
How many 45s you have? How many 45s you know that are place kickers?
Not too many. High, and it is returnable from the 25. And good open field tackle brought down at the 30-yard line. Good play there by D'Angelo Sapp.
With that momentum coming from that offensive drive that looked like practice, now you get the kickoff team come down and stop and pin Morehouse. Now Morehouse got to come out, get this momentum going because right now the defense didn't do anything. Now the offense got to come out and they got to get some type of sustainable drive.
Derek West, the senior signal caller for the Maroon Tigers, 36 of 92, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. And they're going to try to keep it on the ground early and find some positive yards. And our first carry of the day for Charles Davis IV. We'll see Charles Davis IV and also Zion Bowie, who is the leading rusher on the team. Charles Davis, just a sophomore, 5'8", 200 pounds. They're going to give it to Davis IV again. This time he gets to the line of scrimmage and not much else. He was stopped quickly by a sea of purple jerseys.
I tell you what I like. What I like already, but what Edward Waters doing on defense, they playing press on the outside. They are playing man-to-man. They played man-to-man the last 2 plays. First down, you definitely want to play man-to-man because they use it as a high percentage run. But they came back and played man-to-man on second down, right? Usually you're going to throw the ball. But this is going to be an interesting defensive chess game by Edward Waters.
West, quick throw, reception made. He may be a little short of the first down. Quick pitch and catch to Carmen Brunson.
Again, you play a lot of man-to-man. You're going to find some gaps. But the coverage, tackle to catch, tackle to catch. I like the fact that the tackle to catch. No yards after the run.
They'll give him the first down. Ball now at the 44. Once again, Davis IV on the carry, gets out beyond midfield, gets to the second level, close to another first down for the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse.
Now, if Edward Ward is going to play that man-to-man on first down, then you know what? Morehouse says, okay, we're going to gouge you, we're going to run the ball, and eventually it's going to break. So Davis right there, you saw it. good pickup on first down. You always want to get more than 5 yards if you can on first down. That's big.
They got 7. Quick pass over to Cameron Brunson again. It seems as though they're saying if it's not broke, don't fix it. Same repeat play, finding the same receiver.
You see a Morehouse, they come out with several runs, run it. Now they throw a little quick wide out receiver, quick pass, picks up even more yards. So, even though that was a short throw, that's an extension of the run, old Bill Walsh 49ers type of system.
At the 43-yard line of Edward Waters, Daniel slips, and he may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he didn't have enough cleats in his shoes. He was missing one extra cleat. Do they even call them cleats these days? I don't even think. I'm like, that turf is so. I'm like, it's not like when we played. I'm like, we played on grass. I'm like, you'd have all your cleats in your shoes. If you slip, the coach say, hey, go take those shoes off.
Right, right. No doubt. 2nd down and 10. Staying in the shotgun is Derek West, the quarterback for the Maroon Tigers. Has some time, now getting pressure. He's going to break the line of scrimmage. May have gotten 3 yards and finally brought down. And a good open field tackle there by Enrique Randolph.
Yeah, West, athletic quarterback. You saw the little flare route. He wanted to go to the running back, but he thought he could pick up more yards. Great job. Anytime you have an athletic quarterback, it just gives your offense another dimension.
And that was Jeremiah Burnett on the tackle. 3rd down, getting pressure on the backside, and they did get him a sack. Good sack there by Edward Waters. And that was number 9, Jaron Wilson.
Yeah, Wilson, come back here. Oh, man, right there at the ankles, man. Any way you can get him on the ground. I like it. Hustle. Go get the quarterback. That's the type of guy I want on the D-line for me. So that's a great job right there.
And he is a Jacksonville native, went to Raines High School right there in Jacksonville.
Showing out in front of the home crowd. The parents. You think his parents up in the stands?
Oh, I think so. They're going to go for it. Derek West looking and almost intercepted. And the defense will give the ball back to the offense, and they'll turn it over on downs.
See,
you're taking a look at West, talking to his quarterback coach, just trying to get some more instruction. We'll take a break. We come back and see if Ed Waters can add on to their 7-point lead. Defense is holding. SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned. And welcome back to Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida, as Edward Waters University has a 7-point lead over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. Second series now for the Tigers of Edward Waters. They're going to keep it on the ground and able to get about 2 or 3 yards on that carry closer to midfield.
You know, first down is always a critical down. You don't, as a defense, you don't want to give the offense anything over 4 yards because it makes it a little bit more difficult, challenging for the offensive coordinator when it's 2nd and 7. You can almost dictate that they're going to throw the ball.
Now they're going to flex out to 4 wide receivers. Hughie is the only running back in the backfield. They sent Moore in motion. Now they're going to give it to Hughie, and now he gets a big hole and slams his way forward into Maroon Tiger territory, enough for the first down, and they can move the chains.
Again, Edward Waters coming with the motion, no adjustments by Morehouse, and actually that's allowing them to be outmanned on the right side. So you got to make that adjustment, and it's an easy run, pick up for great yards for Edward Waters. Great game planning by the coach today.
Deshaun Hughie gets a rest. Once again, they're going to flare it out. And this time, the defense was right there, able to wrap him up. And a good carry there by number 25, Jonathan Harris, just a freshman.
Yeah, Jonathan a little bit limping right there. You never want to see that from one of your guys, anybody on your team. But when you go to the sideline and you lay down like that, you got to be something major. But, hey, they say next man up, right? Next man up. That's what football is all about.
Quick pass out to Johnny Jones, their leading receiver, and this is why he's electric. First down and more. Second effort will get him knocked out of bounds at about the 23-yard line. This is just a sophomore, and this young man's electric.
Johnny, man, look at Johnny. Look at that burst. Watch the burst. The burst right there. Johnny, nimble feet. Johnny, yes, I like Johnny. Johnny's going to be on my work that thing team because he's working that thing today, James.
No doubt about it. From the 24 now, Hughie back in at running back for the Tigers of Edward Waters. They're going to give it to him. He gets hit immediately but falls forward back to the line of scrimmage.
You know, Edward Waters done so much passing today. Every once in a while, you know, you got to keep the defense honest and you got to put a run play in there. So they go to Hughie, give him opportunity to run, but great play. Morehouse defense, great setting the edge on that play. And setting the edge means that you do not allow the running back to get outside, make him cut up. 5
wide receivers now for the Tigers of Edward Waters. 4 to the far side, 1 on the near side. Looks like they were trying to set up a bubble screen, but they find somebody deep into the defense and enough for a first down. Great job there by reading the defense and able to make the reception. Nathan Rimbert again.
Empty formation by Edward Waters, mean nobody in the backfield. Puts a lot of stress on the defense. And Edward Waters' receivers are so nifty and shifty. I'm like, these guys are quick.
Hughie again on the carry, jumps over one of his own blockers who went down. And he's able to turn a negative into a positive, gets down inside the 10. And it looks like Jamari Pierre was slow to get up. But he's back up now, ready to rock and roll.
Now, I'm going to look for a big second half by Hughie if this Edward Waters offense keep throwing the ball like they are, because Morehouse is going to have to make adjustment to the pass, which is going to open up the run.
From inside the 10, keeping it is Jaron Russell for his first carry of the day. Gets inside the 5, second effort. Depending on where his knee goes, they may have given it to the 3. High snap.
Again, when you have an athletic quarterback, and that's what makes this position athletic at the quarterback position so dangerous, because really you don't have anyone accounting for the quarterback unless you have a spy. But then you take somebody out of your defense, and then you leave a gap for the in your defense. makes it harder.
Two backs in the backfield now for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
A little bit of Omaha there.
They give it to Hughie, but everybody knew that Hughie was going to get the ball. And just like that, open field tackle by Caleb Grant, able to make the stop.
You know, this is a good part of the field right here that maybe you run an option. You run an option because most of the time they're in man-to-man, and whoever has the running back is usually going to be a linebacker. He's going to be in the probably the middle linebacker. I think down here is a great opportunity to run an option when you get the opportunity. But now they're settling for the field goal, and somebody over there is watching this ball go through the goalpost.
And for Freeman, the chip shot field goal is good. They walk away with three points, and now the lead expands to 10. Offense trying to do their best to pass their way into the end zone. They did it on the first drive. Second drive, a field goal. 10-0. More to come. Stay tuned.
Hey, John, what made you become a cricket campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU is all about that. The key word being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs?
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
You join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
10-0 is your score. Edward Waters University jumping out to an early lead against the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. Both teams trying to get their first SIAC win and first win of the season. Irvin Friedman once again on the kick for the Tigers.
Perfect day in Jacksonville for football.
High kick, but short and returnable. And he gets it out to about the 28-yard line, make it the 29-yard line. Marquez Pride on the return.
And that was a nice angle view for the audience to let them see when these guys run down the field, they all have a lane, and the job of the kick team is to stay in your lane, run down the hash, run down the numbers, and the job of the offensive return team is to get them off those hashes and numbers. So that was a great angle to teach from, to show the people who don't understand kickoff coverage and kickoff return coverage.
Quick throw. Wow, had him wide open, and it just went through his arms. Johnny Williams looking for his fourth reception of the season, and that one just got away.
Yeah, Johnny Wilson got to come up with that one there. That was a nice throw by quarterback. He should have had it. Now, when you live by the sword, you die by the sword, right? So Edward Waters playing man-to-man on first down. I'm pretty sure Morehouse saw that and said, hey, on this time on first down, instead of running the ball, we're going to throw it deep. And they almost had a big play. But that's a great job by Morehouse's offensive coordinator and coaches.
Going to hand it off to Dallas Johnson, one of their trio of running backs, and he's able to get about 3 yards on that carry.
You can tell a little bit of holding to be going on the field. You see when you see the players just flash across the screen. One of Edward Waters' players, his pads had come out of his jersey. So you know there's a lot of grabbing going on out there. But again, Morehouse got to get a drive sustained, try to put some points on the board.
Third down and long. West throws it high and over the head of the intended receiver, Brogdon Corda.
Yeah, I think West, looking at him throw, his mannerism when he throws the ball, to me it looks like he's not throwing a level ball. It's like he's almost like launching the ball, like a shot put or a javelin type throw. We have to keep an eye on his quarterback mechanisms and his technique at the quarterback position. That could be a hindrance to him getting the ball to the receivers.
Morehouse, a booming punt, and it will take a Morehouse bounce, and we'll see if Ed Waters can add on to their lead. They're up 10-0 right here in the first. Stay tuned. For Jaron Russell, the graduate transfer, 98 yards passing so far here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, not only does he have the passing yards, but his completion and recognizing who to throw the ball to has been tremendous so far.
Once again, trying to run the football, and this time they don't go anywhere fast. Defense, Maxwell Mountain, able to make the play.
The mountaintop. Well, that's how Morehouse will have to play, I believe, today from the defensive side. The defense is going to have to be the mountaintop today. They're going to have to try to get some type of interception, a fumble, but they need to get their offense in a good position to try to light a fire up under that Morehouse defense. Offense.
Getting some pressure. Russell throws. Oh, and it looks
There
like
we
it could have
go.
been intercepted. Caleb Grant, they would have to see if they're going to call it.
That
They
is
do. And Caleb Grant gets the interception, and Morehouse gets a huge break. The 5'11", 200-pound junior weak side linebacker makes a big play.
Nice hustle, but like I said, they defense needed to get something to happen. Nice catch, got his hands up under the ball. Did it move on the end when he hit the ground? No, that's an interception. But again, this is what Morehouse needed. Now the offense is fired up. Now they can come back in and put points on the board. Now, what Morehouse cannot do, right? If I'm a player out there on Morehouse right now offensively, I'm saying we got to get a touchdown. Defense giving us this turnover. We do not want to kick a field goal. Let's go in and get a touchdown.
Quick pass and good defense there by Edward Waters, able to swat it away. Great job by the defense of Ed Waters. Big play by D'Angelo Sapp.
Now, D'Angelo, you know I love defensive backs. Now, watch how he's all on his receiver like white on rice. Man, I'm like, that's the proper arm that he attacked the ball with. And this is why Edward Waters playing a whole lot of man-to-man on first, second, and pretty much every down. See, go in motion with him. That's man-to-man.
Trying to run the ball is Dallas Johnson, and this time he gets hit early and knocked back. And we have come to the end of the first quarter, and the defense has stood strong. Regardless of what position that they've been in, they've been able to find the quarterback and make plays. Up 10-0 SIAC on ESPN. Stay tuned. 10-0 is your score in favor of Edward Waters University. Morehouse trying to find a way to win. James Red along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, you were saying that the passing for the Maroon Tigers, rather than going vertical, they may want to look in the middle of the field.
Well, you know, whenever you go against a team, James, that plays a lot of man-to-man, and we've seen Edward Waters play a lot of man-to-man, how you take advantage of man-to-man, first of all, you throw it deep, right? And if they cannot defend the deep ball, they're going to get out of man-to-man. Other way you attack man-to-man, you do crossing routes, rub routes. Get those guys to run into one another, freeze up your wide receivers.
That's reminiscent of what Jerry Rice used to do with the 49ers,
That's what
right?
everybody does. Jerry did it the best.
Starting the second quarter, Morehouse got the interception, and they're trying to capitalize on it, going big and almost intercepted. Huge play right there by Kennard King, the free safety, standing 6'3", 183.
Yeah, you know, Edward Water got some height back there. But let's take a little bit of quarterback. Kind of slips right there. You see how he's launching the ball? It's like he's throwing it from his hip up. And that allows the ball to hang in the air, which gives that defensive back an opportunity to make a play on the ball. So definitely, you know, want to fix that. West want to fix that to get that ball quicker to the wide receivers.
4th down and 9. They're going to go for it on 4th down. Second time they're going for it on 4th. West going to launch it again. Has a receiver, but no, he just overthrows him again. And that's an incomplete pass intended for Johnny Williams.
Nice read. Threw it to the right receiver, but again, didn't really step into it. Kind of launched the ball. Ball sails on him. Too much height. Flies over the wide receiver. So I'm pretty sure West, we're looking at right there, we want to have that pass back. But hey, you know what? He still got the rest of the second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter to get it corrected.
And for the defense, the Maroon Tigers, they were able to get an interception off of Russell in the last series. Now we'll see what happens since Edward Waters has the ball back now at their own 33. Going to keep it on the ground, and they're able to find some positive yards. And this time, that's Jontarius Thomas on the carry, just a freshman, his first carry of the day.
Yeah, nice. You don't see it right here, but that was a nice setting the edge by Gertman right there, number 3. See how he comes in there, closes the gap, makes that running back turn the ball up.
Giving it again to Jontarius, and this time he's close to a first down before he's brought down. And it's once again Maxwell Mountain on the tackle.
Now, what you don't want to do, you don't want to give up big gains if you're Morehouse's defense, because now what you have done, you put a potent passing game, which you haven't stopped today, having trouble. You put them in an easy third down manageable play.
And I've been calling him Mountain. Is really Martin, but he's a mountain of a man. But he's not able to stop Deshaun Hughey there on the carry. Yeah, number 96, he's 6'3", 315.
And Morehouse coming down here in this heat, you see a little bit of hurry up by Edward Waters.
Hughey this time is smacked down and brought down. Tackle for a loss.
And sometimes when you do the hurry up offense, not only do you try to catch the defense sleeping, but sometimes you mess up your own blocking. And those guys don't get opportunity to get set. Whoa, that's a big dude right there. But you don't want to hurt yourself by doing a hurry up. But I understand Jacksonville, this heat, they're used to it. Morehouse is not.
Quick pass from Russell, able to get some positive yards. His tight end, Ravion Moore, able to get the reception.
What's up with the 0? I'm like, tell me a little bit about the 0. Why, James, what's up with the 0 story?
Well, you got to remember that was big in basketball in the early 2000s. And now, since football has been more liberal in allowing kids to use whatever number they want, 0 is a number.
Would you play with 0?
No.
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 I don't think I would either.
I mean, my first name's James, so who's the best James number? 7, 007, James Bond.
J. Your name is J. Me in black.
Russell throwing long, finds a receiver enough for the first down into Morehouse territory, and they're able to move the chains once again. And this is the first reception of the day for number 17, Chris Green, 6'4" wide receiver, and he's an Alcorn State transfer.
And see, the mechanics by Russell actually got that ball a little bit quicker. You'll see. We're gonna look at as this game progresses. We're gonna look at the delivery of West and the delivery of Russell, and you'll see the difference in why both quarterbacks are playing differently today.
Russell running the option, and he'll get it out wide, and they're able to get some positive yards. And once again, able to move the chains and using another new running back.
And that's what the option does for you, James. If you don't have a pitch, man, you got to have, when somebody runs the option, you got to have a dive. You got to have a defensive player for the dive. Then the quarterback and the running back are left. You got to have somebody for the quarterback and the running back. Nobody was there for Morehouse for the running back. Big yards for Edward Waters.
Hughie back in and running the football. More positive yards for Hughie. And as you can see with Roy Collum, Jontarius Thomas, John Harris, they've been using a lot of different running backs to spell Hughie, but whenever Hughie gets in the game, he's getting positive yards.
Yeah, Hughie. If I'm Hughie, I'm like, I do not want to go out the game, coach, unless he got an injury, the reason why he keeps going out. But if you the star running back, you want to be in there to run that ball.
Give it to Hughie again. Wow, he finds a hole, spins, and gets down to about the 7-yard line.
Yeah, and they running that ball. Edward Waters running that ball at the teeth of that Morehouse defense. Again, Morehouse, Atlanta, Georgia, it's warm, but it's warmer in Jacksonville. You get them down here in Jacksonville on that turf, that's interior linemen, those guys get tired very quickly. It's hot.
Hughie along with Moore in the backfield. They give it to Hughie. Finds one hole and now gets inside the 10 down to about the 7-yard line.
Great design by Edward Waters offense. Actually, Morehouse had a blitz coming from the right side, but the right side of the defense, but Edward Waters ran to the left side of their defense and ran their offense left side, ran away from the blitzing defender from the right side of Morehouse's defense.
From the 7, Hughie on the carry, and this time he's knocked forward inside the 5.
There's a lot of sealing and trapping and cutting off of Morehouse's defenders. Great job by Edward Waters' offensive line, opening up those holes for the running backs. Doesn't matter who's in the game. It all starts with those guys up front. Those guys, they love it. This type of game, they love it. Smash mouth pounding. They love it. They love it.
Jontarius Thomas along with Hughie in the backfield. They send Hughie in motion. They're going to give it to Thomas. Thomas into the end zone, and just like that, another touchdown. Jontarius Thomas, his first touchdown of the season, and Edward Waters now expands their lead to 16 points.
Goes in standing up, and that's not what you want as a defense. You don't want to see the running back go in standing up. But, hey, great blocking by the Edward Waters offensive line. Thomas goes in standing up. Another score for Edward Waters.
And that offensive line, somewhat undersized, but very good all the way around. Friedman up, and it is good. And for Jontarius Thomas, he gets his first touchdown of the game. And now the lead is expanded to 17 points. Edward Waters looking for their first win, 2 quarters away from doing it. We'll see if they can. Stay tuned. The fans in the student body of Edward Waters University hyped up at their brand new stadium, Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium in Jacksonville, up 17-0 over Morehouse Maroon Tigers.
You know, usually, James, when you get two 0-3 teams playing against one another, usually one team, they may have an 0-3 record, and just like you alluded to, Edward Waters played some good teams in the early part. So I don't think that they are a 0-3 team. I think they are a very great, that's a good 0-3 team, which has the possibilities of becoming great, the way they're moving this ball up and down the field today.
Friedman with the kick. Once again, high and short, taken at about the 13-yard line. The Maroon Tigers trying to do something, but good coverage there by the Tigers of Edward Waters. Good open field tackle made by Devin Lamar, just a freshman from Deerfield, Florida.
One thing about kick return coverage, you never, returners, got a little penalty going on here. Let's see what the ref has to say. Anytime you get a flag, it's usually going to be on the receiving team. Defense.
So they'll add it on, or are they going to make them re-kick?
You know what? I would make them kick it again. I would make them kick it again. Even though Edward Waters used to this heat, still, you put out energy to run down that field. And this time, hopefully, the kick returner will not catch the ball going backward. Kick return, you got to catch the ball going forward. That you got to let your momentum take you into the football. That's how you see those big returns set up, right? You got to set it up, catch it first properly, and then set it up, and then boom, hit it. So let's see if they get a big return on the second kick.
Friedman again on the re-kick after the penalty from their own 23-yard line. And wow, helmet goes off. That young man is not necessarily happy. I mean, he really got hit. Donovan Logan on the return.
Yeah, watch number 10. Is that Thomas? Wow, the senior DB, 5'11". Nice pop.
Looking for their first score of the game is the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. They trail by 17.
Four down lineman by Edward Waters, blitzing.
Johnson, good stiff arm. Dallas Johnson able to get beyond midfield into Edward Waters' territory.
Again, James, it's all about setting the edge. Yes, Edward Waters comes with a blitz. If he'd have gone left, he'd ran right into the blitz. But he went right. There was no defensive player for Edward Waters to contain. And that's why that ball was run for big yards.
Second down and short. They give to Dallas. He stumbles, but yet falls forward, has enough for the first.
Sometimes that stumble gets you in trouble. But right there, Morehouse only needed 1 yard, short yardage, gets a first down. See, you see how he's breathing? Look at the shoulder pass, in and out. It's hot down there, James. It's hot.
Temperature 85 plus with the humidity. And the breeze off to the Atlantic really doesn't hit Edward Waters University that often. Dallas Johnson now getting run down and brought down for a loss. Good play there by the defense, able to make the tackle. Big number 55 for Ed Waters. Dwayne Escoffrey Jr., and he's just a freshman out of Miami Northwestern.
Yeah, Edward Waters, they were set up for that play. That's why you saw the running back, you saw Dallas Johnson have to retract his steps. And it looked like a busted play, but he was trying to make something that was about to turn into nothing. So, again, great vision by Dallas Johnson, but great play by Edward Waters' defense.
West throws a bullet, and yes, he does find a receiver in Garrison Hand, his tight end. That's just his third reception of the year and enough for a first down.
Did West squat to throw that ball?
He keeps slipping. That's the issue.
Yeah, he got to get better traction, better cleats. He's missed a couple passes that I'm pretty sure he wants back, but on that one there, he was able to deliver a good throw, good catch, puts them close to a first down.
They'll call it third and short rather than giving him the first. And West is trying to push him forward. Second and third effort, depending on where they blow the whistle. Because Johnson was stopped, and they will say that he was down because he couldn't move forward. So it will be fourth down. They'll say no gain, actually about a half yard or a yard loss.
Yeah, the one thing I don't like, Morehouse has been going into fourth down too many times in this game. So that tells me they're not doing too much on first down, picking up yards. They're making it tougher on second down. Third down should be easy, but again, they're going for fourth down again.
Johnson slips, and he is brought down. And once again, the freshman steps up big. Dwayne Escoffrey Jr., the young man from Miami Northwestern, gets the tackle for a loss and turnover on downs. We'll take a break. We'll see if the offense can capitalize. Edward Waters up 17-0.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs. Committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Georgia Power is here with a little reminder of how easy it is to save energy at home. Because it's often as simple as a twist. Or as easy as a lift. It could be a little squeeze. Or maybe just a pull. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit GeorgiaPower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
You join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
17-0 is your score. Defense has been stout for Edward Waters. Now the offense wants to try to take advantage of all of these fourth down stops that their defense has provided. Jaron Russell still in at quarterback, the transfer from Alcorn State. Up 17-0. Now he's going to throw a flare out. They're going to try a double pass. And it's a reception. 10-5, high stepping into the end zone. Touchdown, Johnny Jones. Another score for the Tigers of Edward Waters, and trickery coming from the team from Jacksonville.
You know, they always tell us primary force, secondary force. Primary force means that when they run the ball, it's your job to get there first. Secondary force means you stay back for the pass, right? You're not going to make the tackle on the run. Somewhere or another, somebody in Morehouse's secondary thought they could make a tackle about 20 yards downfield, wasn't paying attention to the wide receiver. A little bit of trickaroo there by Edward Waters. Gives up a big play. Halfback pass. That's a nice throw, too. Halfback pass.
On the field is prior to scoring at the 3-yard line, unsportsmanlike foul on number 6 of the offense. Penalty will be 15 yards to that spot and a first down. This is number 6's first unsportsmanlike conduct, which is disqualification. First down.
But this is a great job, Edward Waters. I'm like, the coaches, again, you can't make
And
make
Toriano
plays.
Morgan is talking to him because he got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, and Coach Morgan doesn't want to see that from his squad. Let's take another.
Yeah, again, I'm like, James, at some point, you just got to let the kids play football, man. I'm like, so many rules and, I'm like, just, I don't know, man. Energy. Football's about energy. I'm like, if I see that, my offensive player doing that, I'm on the same team, it gives me energy, right? It gives me energy. And it's like they're just trying to make the game so, like, just nonchalant, like you're supposed to score, not smile, not celebrate. Come on, man. I'm like, let them celebrate. Energy comes from celebrating.
They're going to throw it long and incomplete.
Now, I do like that throw by Russell, even though he threw it a little too far. But you know where he was aiming? He knew the route. It was a out and up. But he threw the ball to the pylon. He just threw the ball a little too far in front of the wide receiver. But great recognition of where to throw it.
And remember, that penalty wiped away the touchdown. And that's why Coach Morgan was so upset. Because remember, he started to high step before he got into the end zone.
I understand.
So
that.
they wiped away the touchdown.
You know what? They must have, again, the people who, that don't have anything to do with nothing. The player was not taunting someone, wasn't taunting themselves, it just having fun, celebrating. Let the kids play. Let them have fun.
Russell trying to find a receiver. Ball is batted away and incomplete.
Yeah, Russell was a little bit late on that throw. Receiver had the DB beat. I think if Russell had seen it a little sooner, it would have been a better pass and maybe a touchdown. Now we got another hanky on the field as well. If it's a penalty against Edward Waters, it's about the only thing been slowing that can slow Edward Waters down today. The yellow flag, because I'm still believing Morehouse defense is going to find a way, but right now it doesn't seem too good.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 96 of the defense.
So now unsportsmanlike conduct against Morehouse after the play, and it'll be a first down.
So I guess that balances it back out, huh?
Well, except for the score, because they got a touchdown wipe.
Well, it gave him a first down, though. It gave Edward Waters a first down. So actually they can get a touchdown. Probably take them, several more plays instead of just that big play. They're matriculating the ball down the field. Hank Stram right there.
Stram. Hughie trying to go wide, and he eludes one defender into the end zone. Touchdown. Deshaun Hughie. And yes, now that touchdown, barring any flags, it'll stick. And their lead expands to 23 points.
Yeah, and you wondering if you're Hughie right there, great run, but you also got to ask yourself if you're Morehouse's defense. Somebody need to be talking to their defense, telling them to calm down. The defensive coordinator, somebody need to tell him to calm down. And Morehouse need to get back into this game. But great play with Edward Waters on that touchdown run.
Point after attempt is good, so after a touchdown reception is overturned due to a penalty. Deshaun Hughey finds the end zone and expands the lead to 24 points. Can Morehouse get on the board? We'll see. They'll get the ball back coming up. And the Tiger faithful obviously happy in Jacksonville as Edward Waters University has a 24-0 lead over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. James Red along with Tyrone Poole, and for Freeman, he has been a busy man with a lot of kickoffs so far here in this matchup.
Yeah, a lot of kickoffs and a lot of arm waving by the fans of Edward Waters. So who's going to get tired first, the kicker or the fans?
Freeman will kick it deep, and it is returnable for the Maroon Tigers, trying to find an opening. And second and third effort will get him beyond the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Good run there by Donovan Logan, one of their freshman return men for the Maroon Tigers.
Well, we get an opportunity to see again what Morehouse's offense, what they've done. Have they made any adjustments? You see them all over there huddled. Pretty sure the coach is giving them an inspirational message. And Edward Waters' defense is waiting for another opportunity to force the Morehouse Maroon Tigers to go forward on fourth down again. Hopefully that doesn't happen for Morehouse. I'm pretty sure they don't want it to happen, James. Let's see if they can get a sustainable drive.
Charles Daniels, the fourth, in at running back for the Maroon Tigers. Hand, they will move him, and looks like they haven't started. See what the official call will be. Delay a game against Morehouse. That'll push him back 5.
Yeah, I think that huddling on the sideline took a little bit too long and actually ate up some of that clock. That's not how you want to start. You don't want to start with a penalty, actually making it harder for yourself when you're not producing too many yards on first down as a Morehouse Tigers team.
Daniels finds the hole, and he's able to get 5 of those negative yards back and a little bit more.
Now, what I do like about Morehouse, yes, they are going to run the ball to stand with the game plan. It's not over yet, folks. Anything can happen. Morehouse get a score here. They continue to run the ball like they just did right there. Get a score here. They could be back in this game with a couple of turnovers on defense.
Quick pass, reception made. Garrison Hand, the 6'5", 230-pound junior, able to get enough for the first down.
Again, fake the run. Usually what that run does, it draws that linebacker inward, his eyes watching the run. They're working the wide receiver behind. Great throw by West. Able to zip it in there. First down, big pickup.
Into Edward Waters' territory. Hand again on the carry, and this time he is quickly wrapped up and brought down.
That's a great play by CJ, number 30 for Edward Waters. Right there, he had contained, kept his contained, even though he had a blocker on him. Great play by number 30, CJ, right there for Edward Waters. That's how you set the edge. And then he made the tackle. So great double pat on the back.
2-yard gain, 2nd down and 8. Daniels, wow, his biggest run of the afternoon, and he puts his head down and tries to run over the defender, but he gets enough for the first down.
Man, you know what? That run it took me flashback. That Earl Campbell, you remember back in the day, Earl Campbell?
Yeah.
Woo, he ran it, was it the linebacker for the Rams? Put his helmet in his chest. For flashbacks, for a moment, I went back to Earl Campbell on that play.
Daniels this time goes nowhere fast and is brought down. Jared Wilson, one of the freshman phenoms, able to make the play.
Yeah, a mighty might, right? I like him. I'm not going to go around you, not going to go over you, I'm going to go through you. That's what a running back's supposed to do, James. But Morehouse is moving the ball. That's what I like. Let's see if they can punch it in and get 6 points. And with the extra point, make it 7.
2nd down and long, getting some pressure is West. He's going to throw it. And once again, good defense by Edward Waters, able to bat it away. Vashawn Stockman on the coverage.
Yeah, Edward Waters comes with a blitz in the A-gap. The A-gap is right there between the center and the guard. Gets the quarterback, West, off of his mark. And he's moving in the direction that he's trying to throw the ball. And really being a left-handed quarterback, that's not going to be too good for him. It didn't turn out good for Morehouse. Incomplete pass.
West and finds Daniels the 4th. And he's close to the first down before he's pushed out of bounds. Jonathan Gregory there to knock him out of bounds from the safety spot.
Again, when West can set his feet, he could deliver a catchable ball, get the ball into the hands of your fleet-footed, quick, game-changing players. And right there, he was able to get it into Charles Daniels' hands.
Keeping it on the ground. A lot of purple shirts around him this time.
Now, you know, Edward Waters got some big boys up there in that front. Big number 92, James. So, good luck to Morehouse trying to pound that ball in the core of that Edward Waters defense with James, number 92, sitting there.
Trying to score before the end of the half. They trail 24-0. West, once again, going to try to hand it off and does, but this time tackle for a loss. Big number 44, James Gary, there to make the stop.
Yeah, James Gary and also Jonathan Nesbitt, 23 right there. That's what you call team tackling, and that makes it easier to make the tackle.
We take a timeout, and we'll see if Morehouse can get on the board. They trail by 24. .52 seconds left in the opening half. Edward Waters University is dominating Morehouse 24-0. But they do have a chance to try to go into the locker room with at least one touchdown under their belt if they can finish this drive out.
Big third down play here.
Quick pass, reception made. Marquez Pride, and he has enough for the first down, hops out of bounds, trying to avoid the tackle.
Nice play call. You know, on third down, you know that Edward Waters is going to be protecting the sticks. So what you do, you run a crossing route, catch it at 5, and let them run for an extra 10 yards to put you in close range and a manageable, hate to say it, but another fourth down, or when they kick a field goal, it's time to put some points on the board.
They were short by 5 yards. Elrod to kick, and they stop the play before he gets an opportunity to kick. So let's see what the call is.
Prior to the snap, false start, offense, number 91. 5-yard penalty.
Movement on the defense. Check that movement on the offense. That'll move them back 5 yards.
Yeah, you don't ever want to see, if you're the offensive people, you don't want to see that referee rolling his forearms over one another. You know, offensive line, somebody did something wrong. Use the offensive line.
Kick is up, and the kick is no good.
And that is not what you want. That's energy draining right there, James. That's energy draining. You kicked it the first time, it went through, but a penalty, then you come back and you miss it. So, you know, you're kind of deflated if you're Morehouse, and you're excited if you're Edward Waters.
And Elrod is not successful on that kick attempt, which means that the ball will go back to Edward Waters with 38 seconds left, and we'll see what they will try to do here. And if you're the defense for Morehouse, you've been out there for a long time this afternoon. So you got to try to finish strong. And if you're Edward Waters, hey, you want to try to end the first half sending a message.
You know, Edward Waters, they've been playing pretty hot, right? So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised they come out and they just kneel the ball. You know, maybe take a throw, or run the ball, a safe play. You know, you don't need to try to add it on. You got the third and fourth quarter to add more points. But here, call a safe run, let the clock run, and then just take it on the end for halftime. Let's see if that's what they choose to do. But they've been throwing the ball pretty good, but I think it's going to be a run. Up is a pass.
Bubble screen. And, wow, good open field tackle by the defense of Morehouse, able to bring him down and knock him down. Good play there by Dalen Land, getting his first opportunity to make a play. He had 14 tackles before last week and had a total of 16 tackles versus Albany State. 8 solo and 8 assisted.
Yeah, it was kind of, you know, with that screen play, I'm like, in this situation here on the field, just run the ball.
And we have hit halftime, and right now, 2 quarters away for the Tigers of Edward Waters University getting an opportunity to notch their first win of the season. Standing in their way are the Maroon Tigers trying to play strong defense. We'll see if the lead can hold right here on ESPN.
Let them play.
Halftime at Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium on the campus of Edward Waters University in Jacksonville, Florida. The Tigers up 24-0 over the Maroon Tigers of Morehouse. James Red, along with two-time Super Bowl champion Tyrone Poole and Tyrone.
And Hall of Famer, HBCU.
There you go.
Alumni Hall of Famer, so champion and a Hall of Famer.
There you go. Congratulations. Yes, sir. Well, in your career, have you ever been a part of a team that started off 0 for 2, 0 for 3, and they're trying to get their first win?
Oh, yeah, definitely. My first year in Carolina, new team in the NFL. We lost our first 5 games and ended up finishing 7-9. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
And how do you turn that thing around and try to get it going?
You take the people off the field who are not making plays and put people on the field who will make plays.
Wow.
Simple fix.
Well, let's get you up to date on other things that are going on in the SIAC, the news and notes, and the Florida Beach Bowl. Wednesday, December 13th at Miami's DRV PNK Stadium. It'll be 5 days of events leading up to the main event, which will be a team from the CIAA taking on a team from the SIAC, reminiscent of the Pioneer Bowl.
Yeah, anytime you can get exposure for these young athletes, the more the merrier. You know, they have so many leagues out there that these kids can get opportunity to play on the next level.
And that will be happening this year, December 13th. Other news and notes, there'll be a change for the SIAC championship game. And that change will be, rather than going to the site of the team with the best record, it will be at a neutral site this year. They'll be back at Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia. You know where the Lakewood Amphitheater is. They have a football stadium there. It'll be the first championship game under the new restructured seating format. So rather than having East and West, it'll be the top 2 teams with the best overall record. And that will be at the Lakewood Stadium in Atlanta on November 11th.
Yeah, I like that. Depending on who's in it and where you're traveling from, then if you're the best team and you're traveling from the deep south of Georgia or from another state, still it's like you're the visiting team. So I'm pretty sure the farther away the team is, they probably want to stay with the old format.
We'll come back and get you more from halftime, 24-0 in favor of Edward Waters University right here on ESPN. Stay tuned. Halftime continues in Jacksonville, Florida, as Edward Waters University has a 24-0 lead over the Maroon Tigers. James Verrett, along with Tyrone Poole and Tyrone, these are two winless teams trying to get a victory, and both of them trying to prove that they're better than their record.
Yeah, Edward Waters really showing that they are a better 0-3 team that the record shows. I'm pretty sure the coach is telling them that all week long. Morehouse on the other side, hey, guys, somebody got to step up. Somebody got to step up on defense, offense. They did get an interception that allowed the offense to try to put some points on the board, but they were unsuccessful.
Let's take a look at the SIAC standings. And remember, they don't have East and West anymore. It's just the top two teams which will make it to the championship game. And right now, the cream of the crop is Tuskegee and Benedict, both 2-0 in conference play. And you see Fort Valley, your alma mater, also at 2-0 in conference play. Edward Waters and Morehouse really trying to work their way out of the cellar and trying to find that middle ground as you see a number of teams 0-1 and 0-2.
Yeah, I kind of like this format. It kind of reminds me of when I was playing in the SIAC. The top two teams, they played for the championship.
Well, if they make it up there, it'll be the top two teams going to the championship. But right now, for Morehouse and Ed Waters, they're trying to find that middle ground and be in the middle and see if they can work their way and meander their way up to the top.
Yeah, that transfer portal. Morehouse, Edward Waters, start looking at that transfer portal.
Nobody's in there right now. It's too early.
Get some guys over to Edward Waters.
Nobody's in there right now. It's too early.
To come in the future.
We'll come back and we'll have more halftime. 24-0 is your score in favor of the Tigers of Edward Waters University.
MPHC President.
Cloudy but hot down in Jacksonville. 24-0 is your score in favor of the Tigers of Edward Waters University. James read along with Tyrone Poole. And Tyrone, what we saw in the first half was a very efficient Tiger offense for Edward Waters.
Very efficient in running and mixing up the pass.
Defensively, they were lights out, able to really get a lot of not only 3 and outs or 4 and outs, but let's take a look at the highlights in which the SIAC team that's trying to get more offensive firepower showed that they have the guns to make it. Quick
nice
touchdown.
Slant there.
Yes, and that was Devin Thompson's first touchdown reception of the year. Point after attempt was good, make it 7-0.
Yeah, people, even in the house over there, had a view of that ball.
John Terrius Thomas with a nice short touchdown run, his first of the year. And then the double pass. They find Johnny Jones, and he'll take it all the way into the house.
My name is Johnny, but the penalty brought it back.
They brought it back, but then Hughie able to get into the end zone and get the easy score. And you take a look at the stats, and those stats are really glaring on how efficient the offense has been for Edward Waters.
Yeah, it's double everywhere you look. Edward Waters has doubled up on Morehouse, and the score shows it 24-0.
And you see those passing yards for Morehouse, only 77 yards, total only 111, and that's almost close to as many passing yards as Edward Waters. Halftime almost wrapped up. We'll get you ready for the third quarter. 24-0 your score. Stay tuned. Halftime getting ready to wrap up 24-0 in favor of the Tigers of Edward Waters University. Morehouse trying to make a move. Tyrone, if you were in that locker room talking to those Maroon Tiger players and coaches, what type of adjustments you think they need to make?
Hey, keep the faith. Keep the faith. Just go out there, practice like we practice, play it on the game, and everything will take care of itself. Just do your job and do it well.
Now, if you're Edward Waters University, how do you stop from being complacent?
Well, you go out there. If you got team captains, they're not going to let the team become complacent because they're going to be the guys that step up and say, hey, guys, it's not over. It's not over until you see all zeros. So let's keep the pedal to the metal, as they would say, and keep grinding, keep throwing, keep mixing it up if you're Edward Waters.
If you're a starter for the Tigers for Edward Waters on defense, are you trying to beg coach to keep you in the game?
No.
To say, I want a shutout?
No, you want to play. You want to play in games like this. It's fun.
Morehouse with the football, and they're able to get a good return out to about the 38-yard line. Good job there by Donovan Logan.
Now, Morehouse, they got to open the kickoff. Now, if they want to set a tone, this is how you set the tone for the rest of this second half. If they come out and they got to go 3 and out or go for it on 4th down, as they've done before, then you can pretty much say that the second half is going to run perpendicular to what happened. And the second half is going to run perpendicular to the first half.
1 for 4 on 4th down conversions were the Maroon Tigers, and they were only 1 for 7 in 3rd down conversions. So they got to get it through 1st and 3rd down to keep those drives alive. West going to throw it high, and that touch pass does not connect to the intended receiver, Johnny Williams.
Yeah, I think on that play right there, it was designed that they're going to come out and throw it deep, because you just saw West drop back and just throw it. Yes, they had trips to the left side of the offense. Morehouse's left, right side single coverage. But again, Edward Waters DBs have been playing so good. And I think they're going to, Morehouse's offensive coordinators, coaches, I think they could do very well, James, with them crossing routes.
2nd down and 10. They give it to Daniels. He gets to the line of scrimmage, bounces off a couple of defenders, and able to get about 3 or 4 yards.
Yeah, great tough running by Daniels right there. Cuts it up, great vision, takes on a couple of blows. Remind you a little bit of another great HBCU running back. We always talk about the great Walter Payton at Kansas City. I think every young defensive back, running back, remembers that run. Walter Payton and the Kansas City Chiefs, when he just kept bouncing off of one guy, he kept his feet going, bounce off another guy. That's similar to that play right there by Daniel.
West throws high. Great reception there by Johnny Williams, and that's why he was trying to get it to Williams. Great adjustment on the football.
Yeah, again, a little quick play here. Steal the ball sails on him. And you got to get that ball down a little bit. If you get that ball down, and I think you got more yards after the catch. But the receiver literally had to jump up and catch the ball. That's why you saw the defensive back kind of pausing, because he thought it was going to be an overthrow.
1st down into Edward Waters territory. He slings this one, trying to find Williams again, but incomplete.
Yeah, West took a hit. You saw him late, picking himself up off the ground, adjusting his shoulder pads. But a blitz off the side. Actually, straight up the gut. Good legal play.
Whitmere Garcon, the middle linebacker, able to make that hit.
And anticipating that on 1st down, Morehouse was going to run the ball. That was what we would call on defense a run blitz.
2nd down and 10. West can't find anybody. Now he's going to throw it out of bounds. They're going to say it was incomplete, and the pass was intended for Brogdon Quarter.
Great coverage. When you got a quarterback sitting, watch West. He's just sitting. When you have nowhere to throw the ball, that means that everybody in that secondary and linebackers have covered up your receivers, and that's an excellent job.
Looks like he may have had 1 foot in, but most likely did not have complete possession. 3rd and 10. Now for the Maroon Tigers. They need to get inside the 34 first. West again getting pressure, just throwing it up. And now they're going to say it was pass interference.
Yeah, I saw that. Everybody, even Stevie Wonders, as they would say, saw that. Got to keep the head around. Great position, Sap. Take a look at it again. Play the ball, play the ball. See, right there, he's not playing the ball. He's trying to play the receiver. Perfect position. Play the ball. Excellent position. But again, that head is so important. Keep the head turned around. That tells the referee you're playing the football.
That'll give them a first down. Down to the 25-yard line. Daniels, wow, finds a hole, slips at the 12.
Now, again, with teams that run a lot of man-to-man, as we've seen from Edward Waters, there are some gaps. Look at the pull from the guard, kick out. Daniels able to run right inside, pick up positive yards. So there are opportunities in a defense that plays man-to-man, which you would think there would be not. They're not an opportunity because every gap is supposed to be accounted for, plus you're bringing an extra person. But right there, that pulling guard actually was the difference for that play right there for Morehouse.
High snap. West trying to find somebody on the near side, and he tries to string it out. He does find a receiver, puts his head down, and tries to get into the red zone, and he does. Cameron Brunson on the reception.
Yeah, was it quarter number 8 right there? You see him right there, quarter number 8. He's wide open. I think West saw him, but West felt like he couldn't get the ball to number 8 right there for Morehouse quarter, but that was a touchdown. But again, giving Morehouse an opportunity to put some points on the board nevertheless.
1st and goal. High snap, gives it inside, and wow, it's a wall of purple jerseys able to stop Daniels at about the 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they say he's in. They say touchdown.
The last effort. Whose squats are stronger? Defense or offense? And right there, Daniel. We see it right here. Bear down. Oh, who got the strongest squats? It looked like Daniel did 2.5 pounds more.
Danny Elrod for the point after attempt. And the shutout is no more. Touchdown and point after attempt is good. 24-7, and Maroon Tigers trying to send a message that they're going to score on offense with extra effort. Let's see if Edward Waters can answer. Stay tuned.
Georgia Power is here with a little reminder of how easy it is to save energy at home. Because it's often as simple as a twist or as easy as a lift. It could be a little squeeze or maybe just a pull. These small changes can make a big difference, helping you save energy for the bigger things in life. Visit GeorgiaPower.com for tips and programs to help save energy and money.
HBCUs are anchored by legacy. They nurture the talent and determination of their students and prepare them for a bright future. The Home Depot's Retool Your School program has and still believes in the excellence of HBCUs, committed not just in speech, but through the revitalization and upgrades of the campuses these students call home. Building, planting, tilling the dream, all hearts and countless volunteers on the ground. Retool Your School. We're powered by purpose.
Hey, Don, what made you become a Cricket Campus ambassador?
Do tell.
I live to network. HBCU's all about that. The keyword being network.
Oh, like a certain network that has speedy 5G and is a proud sponsor of HBCUs.
I see you could take a hint.
I can drop a hint too, Don.
join the HBCU family, you become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
24-7, the Maroon Tigers are not going out without a fight. Gerard Wilshire, the first-year head coach, Morehouse graduate, is saying that his guys are going to show some fight. They're not going to give up, and they're not just going to turn their helmets in. They score the first score of the third quarter, and now we'll see if Edward Waters can answer.
Well, just like Edward Waters put up a touchdown, 3 points, then came back and got a touchdown in the first half, Morehouse can do the very same thing. What they have to do here, good kickoff coverage, pin them deep, come out on defense, 3 and out, get that ball back to your offense that just scored.
Fair catch is called by the up back. So they'll have the ball at about the 27-yard line. That's where the offense of Edward Waters will take over.
Again, we get the opportunity to see Edward Waters' adjustments in the second half. Are they going to come out and kind of play relaxed and more runs, or will they stay aggressive with Russell and let him continue to throw the ball?
Hughie and Russell in the backfield for the Tigers of Edward Waters.
Makes a little bit of Hughie in there. Motion again.
Quick flare pass out, and reception made over to Johnny Jones. Now, Johnny Jones, do you think he would be a type of guy, even in a crossing pattern, would be a better pass for him to catch other than something right there on the sideline like this one?
But the guy's quick, and you want to get the ball into your playmaker's hands. So JJ right there, get the ball in his hands and just let him make a play.
Another flare pass and reception made, but nothing having, as the defense able to step up once again and make the play.
Yeah, great play by Gertman right there. Recognizes the flare. He and JJ, we talked about them in the beginning of this game. And right there, Gertman made a great play on a great athlete. 2 great athletes, one-on-one, open field.
3rd down and 7. Russell throws long and incomplete, and yes, a flag is thrown. Looks like it'll be pass interference.
Again, that head is so important, James. Turn the head around. Even when you're in trouble, turn the head around. And I promise you, the referee, that back judge, is less likely to throw that flag.
And Johnny Jones is like, yes, he's been doing that all day.
What did say? Mike Singletary said one time, "We're going to be here all day, baby. We like this kind of party."
Well, the party continues for Edward Waters. They get a first down out of the penalty, and they're going to try to keep it. Russell is going to try to throw a flare out, and he does to Johnny Jones, trying to see if he can create. And Joel Gertman is right there. It seems as though it's a one-on-one battle between Jones and Gertman.
Yeah, you know, this play design is kind of just like the option. It's a long extension of the option. Instead of pitching the ball, you're going to throw the ball. But great play by Morehouse defense. They had someone out there this time for the receiver instead of who would have been the pitch man. Gertman was out there to make that tackle.
Keeping it on the ground, and this time goes nowhere fast. Steven Singleton, first time calling his name this afternoon, able to make the play.
Yeah, Steven Singleton, 6'2", 310. Right there. Oh, there he lands on top of it. 310 pounds, and he gets up and celebrates. That's what I'm talking about. He should be doing that hand signal like the running backs do when they say
Feed me more.
feed me. He should be telling the coach, feed me, get me back out there so I can make some more plays. Somebody on the defensive line need to come up with a play or some type of mannerism that tell the coach let the defensive line keep playing.
Russell with 5 wires to choose from. Reception made. Great catch. Devin Thompson, who already has a touchdown reception this afternoon.
Let's take a look at that throw. Couldn't really step into it.
Oh,
but
yeah, he's
just
dragging
enough.
the foot.
Great
Yeah.
accuracy, great toe tap. Got both feet in. That's great on any level. That's a catch.
6'4", 190 junior. 4 wide receivers again. Russell keeps his feet and throws a nice touch pass. Great job. Will they call it a reception?
Nice touch pass.
Jontarius Thomas on the reception.
Almost slipped. You know, they've been slipping a lot on that painted symbol for Edward Waters. Don't know what type of chemicals they're using there, but we've seen Morehouse slip on that in logo on the field, and we just saw Russell right there slip as well. But he was still able to deliver a pass, but probably would have had a better opportunity if he could have kept his feet going.
2nd down and 10. Pass was incomplete. Throwback. Quick bubble. Screen. Johnny Jones. Johnny Jones. 1st down and more. This young man is electric.
As one coach once told me, one of the greatest coaches I've ever played for in the NFL, you better know where their best players are on the field at all times. And right there, Johnny Jones is one of those guys who is elusive. They catch Morehouse in a man-to-man defense. Easy pick up, catch, and throw. Great play for the defense that they were going against.
They're going to keep it on the ground. This time, Jontarius Thomas into the end zone. Touchdown. Great play by Jontarius Thomas, 19-yard touchdown run. And yes, the fans braving the heat get to celebrate again his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
Well, again, we saw Morehouse come down and score. Well, guess what? Edward Waters, they steal the thunder back. Thomas goes in untouched. I don't think one person from Morehouse defense even got a finger on him. So great blocking, great burst of speed by Thomas there. Got the handshake. It's like every week, man, I get the opportunity to see how many different handshakes the young athletes come up with.
Point after attempt. That'll be in your next book. Handshakes across the football field.
You even got the trainer in, or the trainer in.
31-7 is your score, and Edward Waters answers after allowing the Maroon Tigers to score. They maintain their lead, 31-7. Head coach Gerard Wilshire trying to motivate his squad, and he's really marching the sidelines thinking on ways his defense can stop Edward Waters, but also how his offense can keep it going.
Yeah, Morehouse, they need to be an optimistic defense mindset right now. They need to go out and strip the ball, do whatever they can to try to punch that ball out, because we had a fast first half, could be an even faster second half.
Friedman with the kick. They'll try to return it and slip and fall, able to get out close to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, again, a lot of slipping, a lot of falling. I don't know if it's the turf. I don't know what it is, but that's not supposed to be, especially if you're on turf. I'm like, that's the reason why they went to turf. Not only is it less maintenance, money-wise, but it's a fast track.
So you think it's the wheels, the shoes?
Sometimes it just be the way the foot lands. But either way, you need balance.
Once again, some trickery in today's game, trying to go with the reverse and able to get some positive yards there. Cameron Brunson on the carry.
Here we go, a little bit of high snap, a little bit of trickaroo. Seeing if we can catch Edward Waters sleeping. Great hustle. Limited what could have been a big possible play.
Daniels on the carry, and he's able to get some positive yards and have enough for a first down. The offensive line for Morehouse really trying to establish itself.
Yeah, great run. But again, a great play, great hit by 21 of Ed Waters right there. And that was Gregory, Jonathan Gregory. But Daniels, he's running the ball, but he's taking some licks while he's running that ball. So Edward Waters' defense, they're going to let you run, but they're going to pound you too.
Daniels finds a hole, and it's quickly closed, but not before he's able to get about 6 yards.
Gregory again, 21. Edward Waters. And he came from the safety position, downhill. Watch him pop in the picture here. Look like Daniel's about to go. Look who shows up. Boom. Oh, a little bit of John Madden there. Boom. But great play by Gregory right there. See, you got to fix all your helmet, make sure everything is snapped in. And the last thing you do is make sure you got the right play.
Second down.
Decipher that signal there.
Daniels has a huge hole, and he's going to keep his feet, get the first down and more inside the 40, down to about the 36-yard line. But there is a flag. Kennard King was able to bring him down.
No, this hasn't been too much of a penalty game.
Offside. Defense, number 99. Penalty will be declined.
Penalty is declined. First down.
Yeah, you always want to take the yardage, even though if it would have been a first down. The game is about getting positive yards and as much real estate as you can. So decline the penalty, take the play.
Daniels again on the carry, and this time he goes nowhere fast. Darian James right there to land on top of him.
Now, this is where we get an opportunity to see about Edward Waters' defense, right? We got Morehouse that is on their second possession in the second half, and they scored the first time, and they're threatening to score again. So this is where we have a gut check for that Edward Waters defense. Can you get them off the field, stop Morehouse right here?
Quick pass and a little bit out of the range of the intended receiver.
James,
and that was Broggan Quarter.
They said the ball hit you in the hands, you should have caught it.
Got a point. Got a point.
But again, West, he's had some ups and downs in his deliveries of his balls today, but that one there should have been caught. Sometimes it's all about how you position your hands when you're catching the ball as a receiver, because if you got I try to teach guys when the ball is coming at you a certain angle, you got to put your thumb together. When it's coming another way, put your pinkies together. Little blitz there by Edward Waters.
Throwing long and high, and reception made. Great catch. No, they say no. They say incomplete. Wow. What a play that really just collapsed. Brogan Quarter is saying, I caught the ball. Let's take another look.
Now,
the ball is down.
Yeah.
He said, I got it.
Yeah. He was counting on the fact that, his body hit the ground. If a hip hits the ground, a hip is like 2 feet in. So he's probably thinking, hey, I caught it, but at the end of the day, the ball comes out. And even if you do catch, you got to hold possession and maintain possession. Let's see if he had all of that. Catch, maintain, control. You got the catch, we see that. But then it comes out. Got to see if we can maybe got a better angle. But right there, you can't really see where the ball hits the ground. But either way, you got to have control all the way down once you hit the ground.
Punting situation now for Morehouse. Daniels is back to punt. And it's fair caught at the 10-yard line. When we come back, we'll see if Edward Waters can expand their lead. 30-7 is your score. You're watching SIAC football on ESPN. Stay tuned.
Did you know HBCUs are a great place to network? Yes. Did you know Cricket has a great network with Speedy 5G and is a proud supporter of HBCUs?
Yes. Mia, everybody already knows that.
Dante, did you know this is an A and B conversation? So you need to see yourself act. He knows now.
Join the HBCU family. You become part of the tradition of breaking barriers in your community, breaking ground in your career, and bringing it with everything you do. From how you look to how you move in the classroom, on the court, and on the field. That's why Academy Sports and Outdoors is proud to celebrate the HBCU legacy and all those to add to it in their own way.
30-7 is your score here at the Nathaniel Glover Community Field and Stadium. And for a long time, Edward Waters was searching and trying to get a stadium built. They finally got it built, and it is one of the best little stadiums in the SIAC. Going for it all and incomplete. That was a great opportunity there, and Nathan Rembert laid out but could not haul that one in.
Yeah, we had a great opportunity to see the arm strength of Russell to try to get the ball down the field, get it behind the secondary. So usually teams, when they're backed up, they're going to try at least one play to get downfield.
Hughie on the carry. Hughie has some room to run. Hughie with the spin move, and he's able to get close to a first down before eventually he's brought down.
And that's what a great running back can do for you, James. You keep giving that running back the ball like they do in Hughie here, and he's going to put you back in position to have a manageable third down. So this is a great opportunity for, actually bringing it back.
Flag on the play, and it brings them all the way back to the 5-yard line. So instead of talking about a positive play, now it's second down and long.
Yeah, and if I'm Edward Waters, I would get in. I would throw a screen down here. I think screens work very big. It's a little bit of opening between the linebacker or the safety guy to the nearest person.
Russell out of his own end zone. He's got to look out. He may get a safety. Wow, he just got it out in time. And there was a receiver right there. Hughie was right there, but the defense did a great job of corralling Russell.
Again, eventually the offensive line breaks down. Russell does everything he can do to try to get that ball out of the end zone.
Now, the thing is, do you think they should have blown the whistle because he was grabbed and then spun around in the grass?
And they talk about player safety, right? So you would think they would plays like that where you're already in the grasp of a defensive player to blow the whistle to conserve injury.
Still working out of his own end zone, a big blitz coming, and this time he can't get out of it. Depending on where they say he gets the spot. Is it a safety? No, it's not a safety. They'll say that he was down at the 1-yard line. Take another look.
It was a great play. Got blitz coming from Morehouse, which you understand that they're going to run deep routes, but it's another great job by Russell to recognize where he was on the field and let me get this ball past the goal line so that I don't give my team an opportunity to give up 2 points.
And that was Joel Gertman to make that tackle. But good job by Russell to just get his body out of the end zone.
Yes, it was.
Friedman to punt, and he has to be careful. He is in the back of his own end zone. He needs a good snap and a good quick kick. Flag on the play. And now we're ready to go.
Wind the clock up. Let it go. Got to be careful. The punter, know where you are. Typically, you'll see him catch it. Don't move. And he got a speed rush to punt, too, because they coming.
And a good return, slip, and fall. So Morehouse will have great field position all the way down to the 29-yard line of Edward Waters. So now what we thought was a dominating defensive performance by Edward Waters, now their defense has their back against the wall on this drive.
Yes, Edward Waters' defense has to come down. But if you're Morehouse, you're saying this is a golden opportunity for them to make another statement, 30-14. I'm already calling it. So all of the Morehouse fans hopeful, I'm giving some hope. I'm keeping hope alive. Keep hope alive. So if Morehouse can go out and punch this ball in, then come back and play defense and don't allow Edward Waters to return that touchdown and stay up by the same margin, then, it doesn't do any good. But here, this is a big for Morehouse in this position, James.
First down and 10 from the 29. Very good observation, Tyrone. And here comes Edward Waters' defense, and catch is made. Looks like it's enough for the first down. Ajani Williams, he's starting to get hot.
Yeah, great. First, second reads not there. You got that route coming across the receiver's face, the quarterback's face. West was able to zip it in, picks up a first down for the Maroon Tigers.
Dallas Johnson on the carry for Morehouse. And this time he's brought down, but not before he's able to gain some yards.
Yeah, number 30 for, that's my guy Michael. He's been on the hunt. Also, number 40 for Edward Waters was there as well, making a play.
They can get a first down without scoring a touchdown if they get it inside the 3-yard line.
You get it inside the 3, you might as well go ahead and run the ball on into the end zone. 3 yards. But, yes, they get an opportunity to get a first down.
Quick pass into the end zone. Great defensive play. And they'll say that, did he get it? They're discussing it right now to see if it's possibly an interception. Kennard King. No, they say incomplete, and King wanted to have that one, but a great acrobatic play by the junior.
Great technique, great play. Again, playing the ball.
Oh, that looks like an interception.
Great defensive play.
But it did fall out later on.
Yeah, that's why you got to keep control. Just like defensive backs get an interception, receivers catching the ball, they got to maintain control as they hit the ground. Same thing for defensive backs. You get the interception, you still have to maintain control even throughout ground contact.
West once again going to the air, and this time able to get a reception to Cameron Brunson.
Yeah, a little rollout pass for West there, and nice little pickup yards for Morehouse.
Less than 2 minutes here in the third quarter. Morehouse trailed early in this one, but they have not put up their helmet and went away. They have been fighting through and through in this afternoon's matchup.
Yeah, Morehouse back in the same predicament as they were before, a fourth down play.
Quarterback's going to run it and into the end zone. Touchdown, Derek West. And just like that, 6 more on the board for the Maroon Tiger faithful.
Again, no defense pretty much has a designated player for the quarterback. Defenses can have all types of players, in particular to stop and play in this gap, A, B, C, D gap. But again, that's why if you have an athletic quarterback, they're never really counted upon unless they're doing what you saw Russell do right there, beat them with their legs.
Point after attempt by Danny Elrod is no good. So now the score remains 30-13 after the failed point after attempt. 1 minute, 28 seconds left in the third. So obviously the halftime speech worked because it was Derek West who said, I'm going to take it upon myself to get into the end zone. And he scampers in for the second score of the afternoon for the Maroon Tigers.
Nevertheless, James, they are on the board again. Now the question is, can the defense come out and stop Edward Waters?
Edward Waters has been almost unstoppable other than some self-inflicted wounds.
Again, the same principle, the same formula for Morehouse. Great kick coverage, limit the play on the return. Defense go out on the field and get the ball back to your offense. Next thing you know, Morehouse back into the game.
Elrod will kick it. Return man will take it at the 20-yard line and get out to about the 27.
Sometimes you see teams do better in the second half. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about you, James, but I'm like, why did we not play like this in the first half? That's why they say you hear that term, play a full 60 minutes, right? So you got to play in the first half the same way you do in the second half. And the teams that can do that usually are teams that win a lot of games.
Minute 22 now left in the third. Defense still trying to get themselves positioned correctly.
And they're supposed to give them an opportunity to get situated, too.
And he'll get to the line of scrimmage due to his forward progress, but not much more for Jontarius Thomas, who's been getting a lot of carries this afternoon. Approaching 1 minute left in the third quarter. Reception made, and it is your favorite number 0, Ravion Moore, on the reception.
Yeah, even more on that play. You look like Edward Waters. Russell was going to do a rollout, but the defensive player flashed there and made him pull up, and he threw the ball.
Second down. Russell throws a bullet, finds a receiver, and there that young man goes, and he's off to the races. Great job there by Nathan Rimbert, and he's still on his feet. 10-5 touchdown. What a play by Nathan Rimbert. And just like that, they put 6 more on the board. Wow. This wide receiving core is outstanding. One man to beat, and it's off to the races. Great play by Rimbert. Point after attempt now by Irvin Friedman, and now the score will expand again for the Tigers of Edward Waters, 37-13. With 25 seconds left here in the third.
Well, again, if Morehouse can't stop the momentum of Edward Waters, then I don't think they stop Edward Waters all day today. But give Morehouse credit. They are not backing down, and that's what the school represents, is what the coach represents. So that institution there, the one thing you're going to get out of a maroon tiger, you're going to get that tiger that's going to fight to the end. Now, as far as Edward Waters, I think, we're seeing something great in this team, something that can potentially turn into something of a powerhouse in the future.
Well, if you take a look at Ed Waters, historically, they last year started off the season at 0 and I want to make sure I get that correct. They were 0-4 to start the season, and they got healthy when they went up against Morehouse and defeated them 49-20. And it looks like they're on pace to do that again. Now Morehouse trying to get something going, good return, and able to really get the crowd fired up. Good run back there by Chase Devon, just a freshman out of Houston, Texas.
Yeah, great run. Still keep the energy going. So you can see Morehouse has not given up, even though the score is 37-13. Fourth quarter coming up. But again, this lets you know, all of the Morehouse alumni, that you have a team that's going to fight to the end. Now remember, that was a team that played in the Super Bowl, I think 51. They were down 28-3 with 1 quarter left and came back. So, hey, let's see what Morehouse can do, right? Need some big plays.
And they're getting a big play right there by Daniels, and he's able to get a first down and more. Charles Daniels, the fourth, the sophomore, able to step up big.
Now, if I'm coaching the Morehouse, I would tell them, don't look at the clock. Don't look at the clock. Let's concentrate on the plays.
We've come to the end of the third quarter, and it has been a scoring fest for both teams. But right now, Edward Waters maintaining their lead, and they're playing rock and roll right now, up 37-13. Fourth quarter coming up. Nine different receivers have been able to be the recipient of a Jaron Russell pass. He's 18 of 24 for 280 yards. Had a big touchdown there, 37-13 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. But now driving is the Morehouse Maroon Tigers and Derek West trying to match touchdown for touchdown here in the second half. Looks like a broken play, and West is going to be sacked, and he's brought down. Good play there by the defense, able to step up big and make a play, and that was on a blitz by number 13, Sky Lewis, the linebacker.
When Sky Lewis gets home, sacks the quarterback, and this is the time when you know, as a defensive player, that we call it fun time, because you know these guys only got 1 quarter to get back into the game, which if you look at the way Morehouse's offense has been playing today, that's going to be a tough task, a tough hill to climb.
Second down and 16 yards. They're going to give it to Daniels. Daniels met at the line of scrimmage, and he's keep chugging those legs, but he's not going to get a chance to go. And it looks like Sky was trying to rip the ball out. I think he may have tried to rip his chest off the way he was ripping at that ball.
Hey, trying to get that ball out of there, cause a fumble. Give Edward Waters' offense another opportunity. But way to hold on to the actual ball. That's a drill that they actually do to help them mimic the ball being pulled out.
3rd down and 14. West throws it and gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much else. A good solid tackle there by Kennard King, able to bring the receiver down.
Continue to see how this Morehouse team responds to adversity. Basically both Edward Waters and Morehouse, to see how they respond. One is battling from a top-down position, the other one bottom up.
West going to throw it long, looking for a receiver, incomplete, and once again the defense holds for Edward Waters as they get another turnover on downs, another 4th down conversion down the drain for the Maroon Tigers.
Yeah, it's a lot of 4th down plays by Morehouse. How many plays on 4th down?
So far recorded, they have gone 2 for 6 on 4th down conversions. That's not a winning percentage. 12:38 left here in regulation. 37-13 is your score. And for Edward Waters, they're trying to put this game on ice, and one more touchdown may do the job.
Yeah, touchdown and just run the ball, depending on how many runs they can get on the ground.
Keith Moore, your new quarterback for Edward Waters. They do a quick handoff to Hughie, and he may have gained 1 yard, bring up 2nd down and 9. Gets it off and hands it off to the running back, no gain. Once again, Hughie on the carry.
Again, this is what Morehouse has to do. Limit every opportunity that Edward Waters presents and get the ball back. And again, you can score about 3 touchdowns in 11-minute span, but you got to be playing heck of defense, and you got to return some turnovers for touchdowns.
3rd down, call it 7. Wow, what a hit, but what a great catch. Reception made by Chris Green. He paid the price, but he did move the chains.
He paid the price to be the man. But again, he paid the price, but he held on to the ball. That gets more respect out of players and around the league, not only players on your team, but around the league, when you can take a lick and keep on ticking.
And right now, 2nd and 3rd effort, able to get out to midfield. These young men aren't quitting at all.
Not at all.
The quarterback, Keith Moore, getting his first action this afternoon. Sophomore from Miami Edison High School. Moore gets hit while he throws, and then the ball goes straight to the turf. Bring up 3rd down.
Another big opportunity for the Maroon Tigers because as long as Edward Water keeps the ball, they're going to milk more time off that clock. So this is where Morehouse, if they want to make this a reasonable scoring game, then they got to get off the field. They got to be able to stop Edward Waters.
3rd down and 12. Timeout now is called by Edward Waters. We'll take one with them. 37-13, 10 minutes, 22 seconds left in regulation. Edward Waters trying to put it on ice. Keith Moore, the quarterback for Edward Waters, spelling Jaron Russell, who has had a pretty good afternoon. 37-13 is your score. SIAC matchup, both teams seeking their first conference win and first win overall. 3rd down and 12. Moore looking to throw, and he's going to throw it long and overthrows the intended receiver. Just went way over where the cheerleaders are. And that's a touch pass, and the sophomore most likely needs to learn a little bit more in order to make that pass.
Yeah, it's a lot of technique, like you said, James, goes in with throwing that deep ball, just like a lot of technique goes into catching it as a receiver or a defensive back. You got to work on those skills.
Friedman to punt. Just his second punt of the afternoon. He had 28 yards on his first punt. This one much longer, fair caught at the 20-yard line. When we come back, we'll see if Morehouse can make a late rally as they trail 37-13. Stay tuned. Cheerleaders for the Maroon Tigers, courtesy of Spelman College. Remember, Spelman and Morehouse are sister-brother schools, part of the AU Center. Morehouse is an all-male institution, and Spelman an all-female institution. Trying to keep the ball on the ground is Morehouse. And our first opportunity to see number 30, Jaden Jones, the freshman running back from South Carolina.
Yeah, I think if you're Morehouse here, you got to play a little bit of speed ball. Speed ball. You got to get the balls in. You got to get the calls in quicker. You're playing against the clock. You can't be up, taking a long time to snap the ball.
Slinging it sidearm, but can't find the intended receiver, Marquez Pride.
Try to do a little Patrick Mahomes style throwing.
Miles Scott, the freshman quarterback from Maryland, in at QB. So it seems like both coaches trying to give some of their new talent some looks.
Oh, I don't know if you do that. I understand from Edward Waters you want to do that. The score, you're up double digits. But Morehouse, I'm like, you got to keep your players on the field.
Scott throwing long, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Johnny Williams.
Yeah, you just threw that ball up, James. Really, like you said earlier, there's an art to throwing that deep ball. You just can't just throw it up there. You gotta really technical. You gotta be able to throw it to the outside shoulder of the wide receiver, and right there, it's like that ball was just thrown up in the air.
And you see Derek West trying to tutor young Miles Scott. End over end kick, and it's going to take a Maroon Tiger bounce. It's going to keep on rolling inside the 20, just barely down to the 19. 9:22 left to play in regulation. So far, the Tigers of Edward Waters in command. Head coach Toriano Morgan, the head Tiger for Edward Waters University, about 9 minutes away from marking his first win of the season. This will be back-to-back years. His first win of the season will be against Morehouse. Keeping it on the ground are the Tigers of Edward Waters. And this is a program that in the 3 seasons that Toriano Morgan has been head coach, they have been slowly but surely progressing. 4 wins his first season, 5 wins last year, and now they're on the cusp of their first win of the season, 2nd down and 6. Quick pass, reception made, trying to shift around, and they'll give his forward progress to Nathan Rimbert for maybe a yard. But the clock continues to run.
That is the main thing. The clock is still running. 8:35, 8:34. So Edward Waters is going to let this clock drain as low as it can. A little bit of fake calling there, hoping to get someone changing up the cadence to hopefully get someone to jump off sides for Morehouse.
3rd down. Going to keep it on the ground, has some room to run. Good move. And depending on the spot, he may have enough for the first. Jontarius Thomas there on the carry and Steven Singleton there on the tackle for Morehouse.
Here we go again. Little downhill running.
And I think that those legs gave out because Singleton is 6'2", 295 and was just trying to sit on him.
Yep. Well, that's why them guys do squats and lunges so I can carry all that weight.
Hughie back into the game for running back for Edward Waters. Keith Moore still at quarterback. Quick throw. Sets up a screen. And able to get enough for the first down and move the chains. And there's Johnny Jones once again showing that speed.
Very quick. Gets outside. Put the ball in his hands. 9 times out of 10 times, he's going to make something happen.
Hughie on the carry. Gets beyond midfield to the 49-yard line of Morehouse as the clock continues to run.
And again, you keep saying the key word, James, that clock continues to run.
Less than 7 minutes to play in regulation now. Moore with time. Finds a receiver. Catch is made by Deshaun Hughie. Check that. That was Jones, Johnny Jones.
Yeah, Johnny Jones has been all over the place. Again, we take another look at Johnny. Knows where he has to go.
Another first down. Getting the signal in from the side. Quick throw and catch. Johnny Jones on the reception gets another 10 yards. And Jones is having a spectacular afternoon.
He's putting up numbers. He's all around, as we alluded to in the beginning of this broadcast. He is the go-to person, and he showed that again today.
129 yards receiving on 8 receptions.
See, when you got when you got the sideline in the game, that's that extra person, that 12th man. You know, your teammates get involved. They can tell you what's going on. So
this time quickly wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. He may have lost a yard. Is Hughie. And making that tackle, Nathaniel Lemons. Third down. They continue to churn on the clock. Less than 5 minutes to play now in regulation. Hughie now with a big head of steam. Singleton and others right there to stonewall him. and was not able to get as many yards as he wanted.
Again, nice hard running. You see Morehouse trying to do everything they can to get that ball out, trying to cause a fumble.
First down. Now from the 28 of Morehouse. One more score or two more first downs may be enough to put this one on ice. They give to Hughie, and he hits that line, breaks it, and now spin move, and he's off to the races. 10-5. He's going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown. Deshaun Hughie, another touchdown for Edward Waters.
Well, again, Edward Waters, hey, just because we're up by a couple of scores, we still going to continue to play. And that's what the game is all about. You know, you can't just lay down. You see right there, Hughie, he's not laying down. He's running hard. And I'm a firm believer that you play until the game is over. So you put up 80 points, you put up 80 points.
Point after attempt now by Friedman. Kick is up, and it is good. 3:43 left in regulation, and now you can start to see the ice being poured on top of Morehouse because the Tigers of Edward Waters have put this game on ice. Stay tuned. "27-yard touchdown run by Deshaun Hughie. Point after attempt was good. 44-13 is your score in favor of the Tigers of Edward Waters. And now it'll be Irvin Friedman who will do the kicking once again. And the Tiger faithful from Jacksonville right here celebrating because they know, hey, our team is better than yours when they're talking to their Morehouse brethren, letting them know that, hey, we've got it on you 2 years in a row. From their own 15, the Maroon Tigers trying to run something, but they get slammed, and the helmet comes flying off again from the return man.
Again, no quit in Edward Waters, James. These guys, even though they're up 44-13, there's no quit in that team, which tells me that the coach message, because every team personality goes with the coach. If the coach plays slows up, Being up 44-13, they kind of relaxed. You go see the players relax, but I don't see that in Edward Waters' play. Not from the beginning of the game, and neither do I see it now. But Morehouse has to keep pounding and continue to show who they really are. Are they true Morehouse men?
Miles Scott still in at quarterback, spelling Derek West. And the carry there by Charles Daniels as the clock continues to run.
Again, the key on first down, you guys going to hear me repeat this over and over and over. It is limiting no first yard gains.
Keeping it now, Miles Scott. And he has his first carry, getting closer to midfield. Clock is under 3 minutes to play. And for Ed Waters, this sends a statement that, hey, we have an offense that can put up points, as we see Scott on the carry. But for Morehouse, they still have something to prove to the public.
Well, definitely they want to show that their record may go to 0-4 status, but they are a team built and with pride, and they're going to play hard every snap.
Ball is off the hands of the intended receiver, Marquez Pride, and incomplete.
Again, if the ball hits you in the hands, you better catch it. You should have caught it.
2:36, and for Gerard Wilshire, he's got to go back to the drawing board. They starting off the season now on the cusp of an 0-4 start. Last year, only one win for Morehouse, and they have a tough schedule still remaining for this season.
You start seeing the big guys getting up too slow. I don't know whether that's injury or that is the heat that has taken effect of the bigger athletes' bodies, the offensive linemen, defensive linemen.
Talking to Coach Wilshire, he says that one of the things that they want to get established is a strength and conditioning program. He says that is something that's been missing from the program.
You got to have a strength and conditioning program, James. Unlike football, it's a cardinal sin to not have a weight program, because football is played not only with the physical, the mind, should I say, but it's played with the physical. So we've seen several types of tackles that require squatting. So conditioning program is excellent.
Miles Scott on the quarterback keeper. Clock continues to run, less than 1:30. But there is a flag that stops the clock.
Illegal substitution. More than 11 on the defense. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Still first down.
Still be first down for Morehouse.
Morehouse is in true 4-down territory. Again, I don't know why they're not in their 2-minute offense, which means a faster play calling, faster movement by the offense.
Timeout call by Toriano Morgan and the Edward Waters defense. They're just trying to get on the right page here and not allow a late score by Morehouse. And when you look back at the 2022 season for the men of Morehouse, they were 1-9, and they lost this game 49-20. Right now it's 44-13. So it's sort of, one and a half dozen more the other way. And their schedule does not get any easier, as they'll have to play Benedict on the 30th, Tuskegee in the Morehouse Tuskegee Classic in Birmingham on the 7th. We'll have it right here on ESPN Plus. Miles College, Fort Valley, homecoming against an upstart Kentucky State team, and then the always rivalry between the AU Center taking on Clark Atlanta. And for Edward Waters, They're 1 minute and 11 seconds away from celebrating their first win of the season. And if it goes according to script last year, that's when their team gets hot. Scott on the keeper. He slips and falls. Clock will continue to run. Now less than a minute as the young quarterback tries to navigate his team closer to the end zone. And this one behind the intended receiver and incomplete. Time now is working against Morehouse as Chase Devon was the intended receiver. Bringing in all of the young guys as Coach Wilshire is trying to rebuild this program and bring them back to a level of dominance that they haven't seen in a long time. Second down and incomplete. Once again, the defense stout for Edward Waters College. .39 seconds left.
I think some of the Morehouse players left the stadium way before now.
3rd and 10. Quick pass, and once again, strong defense, able to bat that ball away. Good job by Edward Waters University. .34 seconds left. Clock stopped due to an incomplete pass in the last 2 minutes of play. Looking at 4th down. Flare out. And be short of the first down, and it'll turn it over on downs. But a good effort there by Chase Devon. So now it's just a matter of kneeling in, and Toriano Morgan, for the second year in a row, will get his first win of the season against Morehouse.
Well, they're off the snide, as they would say. Got that win, and still you got to take it in stride. You know, you still got a long season to go, and you don't want to get so happy off of one win. So, you know, his message should be to the fans and the players, the late Denny Green. We are who they thought we were, but he said it differently. They are who we thought they were. So in this case, Edward Waters should be, their play today lets everybody know that they are that teams talk about.
And Coach Morgan is just trying to let them know in the victory formation, you want it to be under center when you kneel the ball. And the clock will run out. And for Coach Morgan and the Tigers of Edward Waters University, the first victory of the year, and it happens at home as they walk away with a 44-13 victory over Morehouse College. Tyrone, this was a good display of the firepower of Edward Waters University.
Yeah, Edward Water came out, they threw the ball, ran the ball, mixed it up early in the first half, built a command